What's up, guys, and welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. Kaori Knight, here to give you proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. Well, hello, Blade. Welcome back. Today we are talking about the first Red Band issue of Blade. It's a new series. I know, it's been out for a minute. Leave me alone. Anyway, so inside this series, Blade has put himself in Southeast Asia and Northeast Asia, in Asia, and it's basically just him making a solitude for himself after what happened with Blood Hunt. And I really need a lot of people in Marvel to realize this. That was not his fault. And I need him to realize that too. It was not his fault that he was possessed by Varney. I have a bone to pick with Dracula because I feel like Dracula knew that, and he had him drink his blood anyway, which is what made him the perfect vessel for Varney to take over. I don't like that. I have a bone to pick with that man. Anyway, so he is in solitude basically, and he goes and he buys a lot of steel because he's going to make himself his swords. He's not one to be without them, so he's making his swords and everything, and this man with no eyes comes in and he's like, get the fuck out. I don't care why you're here. I want you to go away. And honestly, same. If I'm bothering nobody, why are you bothering me? So, but his name is Damien, and he's like, well, I'm from the Spellguard, and they know you now because you were made the perfect vessel for Varney. The blood hunt happened, so, you know, they know you, and they want to talk to you. And he's just like, no, I don't want to do that. And he does try to kill him, but that person, Damien, is not actually there. So he's like, why don't we talk in person? We kind of just need your assistance dealing with someone. And he's like, and who is this someone that I am supposed to be dealing with? And he says, Pontious Van Helsing. And he's like, who the fuck is that? And that was actually my question when that name popped up. I was like, am I reading that correctly? Who is that? Who is this? So it's someone who well, when we get to the island, so he does end up going with Damien in a helicopter to go to wherever the hell Damien is. And he does not like it because he's like, you're not about to call me like I'm some fucking wild ass dog. All I'm saying is when they call, don't answer because you are not anybody's fucking puppy. So he does go, and Damien is there eating away, and he's trying to tell him about all the situation with Pontious Van Helsing and kind of just give him the rundown of the situation. And he was like, I'm just trying to figure out if the Spellguard is the Spellguard. The Spellguard has a master. You're not it. They should have came in person. I'm leaving. So as he's leaving, they bring out a man whose head has been covered with a bag. They uncover him, and he is monstrous, okay? And he's like, okay, so Pontious Van Helsing did that to this man, and he's like, actually, no. So he starts explaining that there is a vampire sect that thinks that they have found, like, new power in dark magic, and they were running experiments, and this man that is in front of Blade right now was one of those experiments, a failed experiment actually, and he is suffering and in so much pain. So he is just yelling at Blade to end this guy's suffering on behalf of the Spellguard, and he's like screaming and hollering in directions, and Blade's like, whatever y'all have going on has absolutely nothing to do with me, and again, I'm leaving. Damien and the two guard people that are there are like, oh, we don't take too kindly to that. What in tarnation? So they're like, oh, in the non-believer or whatever, and they use their magic to try to kill him. He's able to dodge it, of course, and then he just starts chopping heads off. And Damien gets like right up on him, and he slits Damien's throat. Rightfully so. Now he does go up to the man, and the man is very clearly like wanting to die. He does not want any part of this. Like, he's suffered enough. And Blade's like, are you sure? And he just, yes. And he's like, well, go ahead and close your eyes. And he cuts the guy's head off. I know he definitely wanted that, and Blade was okay to oblige. I'm glad he did that mercy kill for him. I think that in the situation, he knows what it's like to be an experiment, and he knows what it's like to be not yourself and have whatever's going on making you suffer. And he didn't have anybody to put him out of his misery necessarily. His daughter and Miles did, like almost kill him, but not kill him completely, because she would never just kill her dad, especially if there's an opportunity for her to save her dad without him dying. So, but he was able to help that guy out. And he's like, I'll look up Mr. Pontious Van Helsing, but on my terms, you're not about to tell me what the fuck to do. And then he just has these bodies out on the ground. So he goes looking up the information. He pulls out a map, but he has a dagger, a curved dagger in his possession that has like lines on it. The lines complete the map and point to where he's supposed to go. So he ends up taking on this mission, not for the Spellguard, but just in general, because now you have him curious. And so they have like over where all these people are, these demon people, they're like, oh my gosh, the Spellguard, and they've sent a man to kill you. And Pontious is just like, oh, they haven't sent a man, they've sent a blade. So that's how that ended. To be continued, of course. So first of all, I love red band editions of things that deserve to have red band editions. So Blade being one of them. Blade definitely needs red band editions. I love the blood gore art. And him getting right back into mission work while he's trying to take a break from it, essentially, I do kind of feel bad for him, because he's isolating himself over something that was not his fault. Again, my bone to pick is with Dracula, because I really do think that Dracula knew that. And the things that he was saying to Brielle and Miles in Blood Hunt makes me feel like, he knew something like that was going to happen when Blade drank his blood, and he made this like gigantic spectacle of, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do if you don't drink it. And he knows that he's like a direct descendant of Varney anyway. So that self-isolation, I don't like that he has to do that. I don't like how the Avengers are treating him. I know Wanda stood up to them. She was like, I know what it's like to have someone take you over. I believe Chthon did that to her at one point in time too. She's like, I know what it's like to have someone take you over and you not being able to control yourself and doing things that you otherwise would never do. And y'all need to give him some fucking slack. I've always loved Wanda for that. So that continuation from Blood Hunt to here, I really do love. And I do hope that in this Blade series, he does go back to interacting with some of them, as well as interacting with his daughter, because I know that he's been silent from his daughter for a while too, if he's been silent from everybody else. But that is this episode of The Doctor's Office, and I will see you guys at your next checkup.